Konnichiwa, everybody, and welcome to the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here on Apex Racing TV. We are here at the Twin Ring Motegi circuit in Japan to see more Kia Optimus battling it out. It's going to be quite interesting here this evening. And joining me, myself, Andrew Woodhouse, joining me for the proceedings is our very own Adam Bath. And, well, Adam, we might be in Japan, but it's a sea of Korean metal that's going to be parading around this circuit tonight.
Yes, indeed. The Kia Optima in its prime here around the Twin Ring Motegi circuit. Not too far away from the Fukushima nuclear plant that
there you go.
That melted down. But I'm sure the Facebook group will be going into meltdown after the action that we've seen tonight. Oi.
Well, probably that will probably be very radioactive in that respect. There'll be many I imagine there'll be many 7-year warranties voided this evening on these Kia Optimas. But having a look at the championship standings, and it's rather interesting because David Baker leads the way, so it's not too surprising that Baker's in the lead because he's normally up and around there. But then it gets quite interesting. You've got Stephen Baxter in second, and then you've got Jack Sedgwick, and then you've got Kip Stevens, and then Mark Woodhouse in fifth, so Ross McFarlane sixth, Dan Brown in seventh. So a lot of names who, no disrespect to them, very good drivers, Adam, but don't expect them to see them that high up the standings at this point.
A whole lot of them have impressed, some of them just based on their pace and others on their consistency. The likes of Sedgwick was fighting his way through the field last week at Barber, seemed to be overtaking cars where other drivers seemed to struggle, and the likes of Woodhouse and McFarlane, they seem to have been the consistent performers. Good to see quite a few of the Northern Lights racing cars up there. We've got both the Scuderia Haggis and the GT Omega team in there, and CQR, they had a bad start to last season, but they're continuing the good form, and it's the team that won the Drivers' Championship last season with Wojciech Swiderowicz, Apex Racing, but are really struggling so far. 769 points behind CQR already, and after last week's performance, even Boosted overtook them into fifth place. So Apex now sitting sixth place in the team standing.
Yeah, not been a good start for them. Definitely has been a good start for CQR. It's a shame actually for Ash Sutton actually, because last week he went from 6th in the championship down to 26th because he missed a meeting, and that's what happens in the BSRTC, unfortunately for him. Do have to look at the qualifying standings at the moment. Ash Sutton on pole provisionally. Look who's in second place, Adam.
Just having a look who's in second place. It's Ash Sutton. We were just talking about it.
No, he's in first place.
He's in first place. Oh, look who it is in second place. It's Alex Simpson. Well, this could be the race where Apex finally get their season going. And regrettably,
it looks like it's just him because Andreas Katz is flying the flag in 10th, but then it's
Swiderowicz 19th.
Wojciech Swiderowicz 19th. Yeah, Brian Holmes 20th at the moment.
Here he is.
Them.
He's been in the car 5 weeks, and he is
quite good around here, though, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he seems to specialise in the Japanese tarmac, doesn't he? He loves Suzuka. And now we're here at Twin Ring Motegi. I don't know what his opinion is of Okayama, but
well, the thing is with Alex is he's quite good in slow corners, and I think that definitely suits him around here because looking at this Twin Ring Motegi course, there are a lot of slow corners, and it's a 4.8 kilometre circuit, 14 corners. I'd say out of the 14 corners, Adam, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 of them that are slow ones.
There aren't too many hard braking zones around this circuit, though, to be fair. They're all like 90 rights, aren't there? There's no many major hairpins on this circuit, which is probably why
I don't know. There's at least 2 of them, isn't there, into the top end of the course before you go downhill into the final sector, and then actually in. Well, yeah, there's a couple of. There's also a right-hander.
We're going to the bridge.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there are a few hard braking zones. I will respectfully disagree with you on that one.
Well, in that case, then I'd do okay around here, but just because I was going to say that Alex is good in the slow speed corners, I'm good on the hard braking zones, and
well, you do quite decently around here, from what I remember. So
at least we're not on the oval. That was that caused quite a lot of anger amongst many of the drivers. I remember Paul Smith not being very happy. But then he's not happy about
oval racing, though, does he?
No, and it's a BSRTC, it's a road racing series, I guess. But
I led a race there. I led a race there and nearly won another one.
There you go.
So that and I do like the oval. So it's
hashtag ovals in.
Hashtag ovals in. If there was a BSRTC on oval, chances are I would be in the showdown for it. That's how confident I would be in that situation. Let's have a look through then and see who else is performing well. Michael Hall, who I wouldn't say he's had a bad start to the season. He's had an okay start, but he's down in 20th in the championship. But 20th in this championship, Adam, is about 2/3 of the way up it.
Well, it's not too bad, really. In Formula 1, you'd go aim for a top 10, but here you aim for a top 20, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to be 20th in the championship in Formula 1.
Oh, no. Yeah, especially if you're a team like McLaren. How many cars have we got here today? We've got just over 50.
Yeah. That might be the lowest entry of the season, actually.
Amazingly.
And we've still got 50 odd cars. I reckon it's a mixture of potentially a couple of people not having the track, which is an inevitable sort of through the season. You'll get one or two who just don't bother buying the circuits or can't, which is fair enough. We've all been there. And also it's a track which is a bit of a Marmite track as well. I find people either love it or they hate it. I think for me, I love it, but I know there's a lot of drivers who don't. We should be having race 4 in the night time as well, which will add another sort of aspect. Yeah.
Have we only got the 3 races today, haven't we?
Yeah, 3 races. Sorry, race 3. Yes, sorry.
In the night. I'm just keeping you on your toes.
That's just a habit now. I do apologise.
I know we've been doing 4 races now.
We've been wanting rid of 4 races for 2 years, and now it's actually gone.
Yeah.
We're saying it's back. Yeah. I think it's because I did 4 races in the BSR MX-5 on Tuesday, or there were 4 races.
Yeah, we flitter between the 3 and the 4 races, don't we? We have the 3 in the World GT, the 4 in the MX-5, the 3 in this.
I think it works in the MX-5 though. I don't think it works in this.
Spread out in the MX-5, yeah.
But I think in this, I agree that the 4 races was a little bit. The race never really developed, and you never really could develop stories to the race. So I enjoy it for that reason. I don't think I've ever seen Ash Sutton versus Alex Simpson.
No,
in anything maybe but a GT3 car. I think they've had some scraps in those.
Oh, in the very briefly run How to Suck at GT Racing.
Yeah, I think it was in that we were having some battles with him. So,
well,
didn't you and Sutton take each other out at one point?
That was at Donington. That was Take That You Idiot.
And then Baker took me out at. Well, he didn't take me out at Silverstone, so he'd spun off, hadn't he? But right in the middle of the track.
He is coming to Donington this weekend, as are we. So,
yeah, we are actually coming again. We'll be at the British Touring Car Championship at the weekend on Sunday.
You can't miss us.
Yeah, you won't be able to miss us. No doubt we'll be in our team gear and things like that. So, come and say hello. We know we're definitely going to be meeting up with Dave. But maybe a couple of others. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to say hi to Ash as well at some point. And then, if anybody else is about, please come and see us. We would love to meet you, especially if we haven't already met you at Sim Expo or WEC, anything like that. Even if there's any fans of the channel who want to come up to us, don't hesitate to come up to us. If you see us, we will not bite. At least much.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about some of the other people on the crew. We've got a sort of Apex Lads tour this year, haven't we? Really, we've got the Alton Park event at the BTCC in June, along with the WEC in the summer, and we're back in Germany again. So
in the super season of WEC. So for one, Silverstone's going to be at a time when it's going to hopefully be warm. In which case, then I'll be very happy indeed.
Oh yeah, and then you would have had the polar opposite. It's freezing to death in a tent.
It's so cold. Everywhere we've gone in the past, it's been so cold. And I have a feeling that the weather's going south again for the weekend. So
I know, better fish the wellies out, I reckon.
Oh dear, maybe you'll be fishing us out of something. I don't know. But I think it's going to be good. It's the BTCC. We're going to enjoy that. Now we're on to the BSRTC. And Adam, well, I think most of the drivers have finished the qualifying. I think there's maybe only 1 or 2 still out there, so we might as well go through the grid as it stands.
Okay, so we've got the front row made of it's Ash Sutton starting on pole, Alex Simpson starting in second. Onto row 2, we've got the battle of the Urs. It's David Baker and Stephen Baxter. It stops there, unfortunately. Sven
That's
Glatzel
not
starts in
confusing
fifth.
whatsoever, then.
Then 6th is Pete Harrods, Jack Sedgwick, then it's Jamie Rushworth with a late qualifying time to get him up inside the top 10. So we do have two BSRTC champions in the top 10 here. Then it's Michael Hall in 9th and Jack McIntyre in 10th. Katz and Savinovic managed to improve their qualifying times, but they were still able to fail to get into the top 10. Katz 11th, Savinovic 12th. Chris Wood starting at 13th, then Alan McNally 14th. Brian Holmes, another Apex driver, 15th, and his teammate Nathan Davis in 16th. 17th, Ross McFarlane, then Rusty Laidler, Pete Newman, Ben Hackerson in 20th. Paul Smith, who went rolling down the pit lane when we were racing on the ovals here, starts in 21st. And then Mark Woodhouse starts in 22nd. He's riding high inside the top 10 in the championship, and top 5 in the championship. Janowski starting in 23rd. Then Jake Blackhall starting in 24th, a track that's somewhat near to home, but the series isn't, and that's why he always struggles with the latency. His ping is actually at 366. Just looking at it now. Then moving down the field, we've got Hadfield 25th, Stakovic 26th, Josh Thompson in the boosted Radicals car. He's going to be fighting his way through the field, always one to watch as well. Then Kip Stevens in 28th, 29th for Craig Evans, 30th for Dan Brown, then Michael Blake, Christian Rose in 32nd, Laura Bond 33rd, Carl Janssen in 30th, Rob Graham 34th, Carl Janssen in 35th. So good in the Audi in the World GT Championship, but just still getting to grips with the Kia here. Then it's Simon Edwards, 36th, then Craig Williams, Richard Warmingham, Scott Malcolm in 39th, and Nick Madsen, who did pretty well last week at Barber, starting in 40th.
Oh yeah, he was rapid last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Rapid Madsen. Then 41st, Tristan Bodis, and Gareth Hickling, 42nd. Law Murray, 43rd. And 44th, Max Wright. Then it's Lee Deemer in 45th. Johnny Brandon, 46th. Dave Christie, who briefly was in second place at the Glen a few weeks back. Then it's the cars that didn't set times. Nicole Foggy, Dave Crozier, Martin Front, Mark Johnston, and Stuart McFadden. May not be in that order, just as they get reshuffled because of their iRating. So that's revised as Foggy in 48th, McFadden 49th, 50th for Johnston, 51st for Martin Front. And starting at the back of the grid in 52nd place, if we can scroll down with the iRacing of 1,390. Don't worry, Dave, that's only like 300 away from me, is Dave Crozier.
Just check the weather for Sunday. Cold and windy.
Oh, okay.
No rain, it looks like, but cold.
I still think I reckon the Apex waterproof will be getting put in the travel bag.
We just have bad luck with these things, I think. Now, how's the start going to be? Because we know Alex Simpson is very strong on the starts. Ash Sutton usually gets away decently as well. So,
Sutton, he drives a rear-wheel drive car in real life in the BTCC. So, I don't know of any experience from there. He used to have a
front-wheel drive Clio, didn't he? So
yeah.
And the MG was front-wheel drive as well, wasn't it?
In his first season, yes.
Yeah, so he does know how to. I mean, obviously, many times he's been on the front of a BSRTC grid.
It's nothing new. But for Alex, this is uncharted territory. Here,
yeah, I mean, it is at least in race one. He was, I think, second on the road, wasn't he? In one of the rounds, was it Okayama or somewhere like that? One of the early rounds, he was in second place. I remember in one of the rounds. And you've got to watch out again for Jack Sedgwick. He's proven he can come through. Wojciech Svinovic, of course, in 12th. He can definitely do the business from there. And watch at the back as well. Nicole Foggy and Stuart McFadden, very, very capable of coming through and coming through to good positions. But it's going to be difficult. Overtaking not that easy around here.
5 seconds to go. And hopefully everyone's got their fuel in. It is a bit of a rookie error if you do that. Here we go.
Red lights are on at Twin Ring Motegi. Any moment now. The green light will be on. Terrific start by Simpson. Look at that. He's really pulling alongside Sutton. Into the first corner. He might take the lead here, Adam.
Oh, Sutton turns in straight away.
Sutton, beautifully done. Round the outside. Bit of contact in the background, including nearly some between Baker and Baxter. And then just behind them is Harrod. So Harrod's got ahead of Glatzel. And now the two at the front, they'll be trying to use this opportunity to get away. I think Ben Hackerson might be in the mix in car 7 with one of the CQR Academy cars. I think it could be Pete Newman.
Very wide in some places throughout the midfield. as everyone tries to sort each other out, going under the bridge, going under the oval. That's where we're going. Bad start from Baxter then, losing two positions.
Oh, there's the spinner, and it's
one of the Team Mad cars.
car 38. I can't find it on the list.
38, that is...
Chris Wood, he's fell all
Chris
the way
Wood.
down and then he spun. Josh Thompson trying to make some places as well. He's already up 4 spots, I think, on this first lap, doing his customary lunge down the inside of about 4 people at turn 2.
Good start from Paul Smith as well. 3 positions gained. He's up to 18.
Now look at this lead battle.
Doesn't look like it's going away. I know we're only 3/4 of a lap through the race, but Sutton isn't breaking away at a completely huge rate of knots.
He's not breaking away at all.
No. Gap's, 3/10 of a second as we come into the final 2 corners. Sutton with a D iRacing licence. That's nothing to do with that's nothing to do with his ability. That's just because he doesn't do many official races.
I would hesitate to say that's probably more down to his crashing.
Well, it took me an eternity to get a D licence just because I hated the Skippy. Alex Simpson, meanwhile, has got the black.
Oh, I never did the Skippy.
Oh, I did the Skippy. I got a full-on talking to on the iRacing chat by some randomer.
What did I do then? I did, because I definitely didn't do Skip Barber. So I can't remember how I got out of Class D on the roadside. I really don't have a clue. Solstice, maybe?
I don't know. This was before I arrived, so
I can't remember, man.
Yeah, I don't know what the path to success was there. End of the opening lap then.
Yeah, Sutton leads, Simpson 2nd, Baker 3rd, Harrod 4th, Glatzel 5th, Baxter 6th, 7th for Rushworth, 8th Sedgwick, 9th Holt, and Andres Katz in 10th.
Nice for Sutton to have 2 teammates acting shotgun, so that should Alex Simpson get a little bit close for comfort. Alex is on his own really here. The next Apex car is Andreas Katz down in 10th place, so not got much help here.
Harrod looks quick. He started 6th, he's up to 4th already.
Oh, he was epic at Barber last week, wasn't he?
And he just seems like he's on it at the moment. Seems like he's got the pace on David Baker.
Carl Janssen out of the race. Yeah, a little bit of a lock up there. It was nice to see the rear tyres getting up off the ground as well, a typical trait of front-wheel drive racing.
Oh yeah, we see that a lot of Brands Hatch, don't we?
Onto the back straight we go then. Look at these Northern Lights GT Omega cars as well. They're looking pretty interested in this battle too. The one with the German flag on the top of the car, that's Sven Glatzel. The one with the English flag, the flag of St. George. Made sure I got that right this time. It's it's Stephen Baxter.
Yeah, it was St. George's Day this week, so it's a good job you've got that one.
It's okay. I want I've had a bit of a horror show in one of my Commonwealth game shifts that's just come to mind. But I'll tell you about that in the break. Over the lines to complete the second half of the race. Basically, I said someone was English, but I said someone was Scottish when they were English.
You mean like Adam McNally?
Yeah. Well, I'm not the first person to do that. Sorry, Chaz. But to complete the second lap, Savinovic is gone to receive throughput for the reigning champion.
Oh dear me. Well, he'll be receiving no point probably for this.
Well, if he gets back into the session quickly, he may still be 1 lap down and be in with a shout of race 2. But
that is a big if, my friend.
Yes.
Now, just to make it clear for everybody at home as well, 3 11-lap races tonight, so should be very good. We're enjoying that, and like I said, the last one should be at night too. So we're looking forward to some great action in the Gear Optima. Simpson getting closer to Sutton. Right with him now. Look at that.
I'm sure he's loving this. Spends 4 years commentating on Ash Sutton, and now he's doing the actual real thing. Usually in real life, it's the other way around. But Sutton having to.
You're normally so bad. You're normally so bad like us that you become an announcer.
It's true. into the hairpin then.
Alex going a bit wide, not getting the best exit on that. Baker's trying to come with these two, but he's 1.1 seconds behind. Pete Harrod's a further second behind Baker. And then just behind them is Glatzel, and we know that Glatzel will go for it if he gets a chance. German driver trying to pull out the slipstream of the CQR car, gives him a little tap. Just for posterity.
It invites an overtake. that corner. It does. It invites an overtake, that corner, but sometimes you can get it horribly wrong just because it's downhill and because...
It's a tough braking zone, isn't it?
Yeah. Definitely. Right, onto the front straight again. Not too many well, there are loads of battles, but there's just very little places to get some overtakes done here. So it is pretty much line astern. Jack Sedgwick having a little look up the inside there going into the first corner. That was on Season 4 champion of the BSRTC, Jamie Rushworth, the CQR car with the purple stripes on.
We talk a lot about confidence in this series, and Alex Simpson looks like a confident man at the minute, which he hasn't done this season, I'll be honest with you. I mean, he knows that he hasn't been up to his best, and he hasn't really been able to fight at the front, and I think and he's thinking about a go here. He has been good on the brakes though, Adam.
He has, and I haven't been giving him any tips, but
Sutton's one of the best on the brakes, and he's probably the best on the brakes in all of iRacing.
So he's coming up against the best. Worthy test here, worthy adversary, you could say for Alex. Well, you can say, but coming through the right hand, Jack Sedgwick, just as we were looking at Alex, has gained a position. He managed to get past Jamie in the end, and is up to 7th place. Michael Hall has gone.
That's not received throughput as well, is it?
I don't know. We have had issues with that in the past. Just back to Alex quickly as well. I don't know if he's had any time to practice this week, but he has always talked about the need to get some practice in, and he's usually on the pace.
Sorry, Adam. Michael Hall just disappeared out of nowhere. Didn't go off the track or anything, so I think it's received throughput for Michael Hall. Is Wojciech Swidovic back in the race? That is the question.
Yeah, he's
the answer
rejoined
to
the
that
session.
question is no.
It may just still be loading back into the session. I don't know.
He's got to be quick though, because he doesn't have a lot of time. He's only got a few corners, in fact. If he wants to get back out there, and of course he wants to, but if he can get back out there, Carl Janssen out, Craig Williams out, as is Nick Madsen. Chris Wood is over a minute behind.
That was that spin on the opening lap, wasn't it?
Spinning, and then I imagine somebody hit him, and there's the confirmation. We do get received throughput for Michael Hall. So the former Champions of the Future driver, his immediate future is sitting and watching the rest of this race.
Champion of the past, you could say.
He has been consistent though, Hall, hasn't he? And that's the thing this season. But a DNF, even at this early stage, could be very costly.
Of course, should remind viewers that we have a regular season, and Swidovic has had a received throughput again. So
no, I've not seen two of those for quite some time in one session. That is Wojciech Swidovic. I think you might as well just write that one off. Although, let's have a look. Where's Wojciech Swidovic sat in the championship at the moment? It's 9th, but after this, he's going to be all the way down. He might be in 20th place or something similar to that. Maybe not quite that bad.
Still a long way to go, but just quickly, so we do have a showdown at the end of the season. 4 races to decide the champions, down from 6 from last year, and we'll wait and see how that's going to go, because it always provides a lot of excitement.
One thing Alex is having a little bit of a struggle with is getting the car into the apex of that tight hairpin. And you feel that Sutton's just getting a 10th or 2 through there, sorry.
Good battle here between Paul Smith and Pete Newman. 2 drivers that know each other well. This is in a midfield of good battles. We've got Woodhouse
former CQR driver Paul Smith, former racer with CQR driver, I should say. He was in the team with Pete Newman when they won the team's championship, I believe, and now Smith for Team Mad and Newman for CQR Academy.
Well, yeah, Pete Newman started with his own team back in season 6 when we first started covering the series. Then moved to Simpson Racing.
Well, they were decent, weren't they, as well? They were very successful. They had a 1-2-3 finish, which at the time was the first time I believe it had been done in the history of the competition.
Yeah. I think not too many other teams have done that. I remember Apex doing it once. Battle here between an Englishman and a Scotsman. It's Adam McNally and Ross McFarlane.
Apex did it in 2015, I believe.
The Glen, yes. With
Seb
James Nash, with Fluke and someone else.
Seb, wasn't it?
Yeah, here we go. This battle's still raging. McNally and McFarlane still doing it here, and Hackerson having a look as well. He seems to be the king of capitalising here.
Well, the
He's a capitalist. No, he's not.
The fake Scotsman going past the real Scotsman.
One of them is Scottish.
Oh no! Oh dear me, he was lucky there, McNally. He was lucky he didn't stray any further over to the left-hand side, because if he had, he'd have been in quarter panel city. Population only him.
Oh,
here comes Hackerson.
McFarlane's brave. Who's that Apex cast? 37. That must be Davis.
Through on Davis. Yeah, the green mirrors and the green helmet gives it away for Davis. Welshman.
Used to run a bright green car as well before he joined Apex. He's up the inside of the boosted car here.
That's right, I remember that when he won a race in it, I think, possibly at Barber Motorsport Park.
Sudic has rejoined the session again. In the 30
look at the battle for the lead here. Very close.
Sebbing and flowing this one,
I know
isn't
we're
it?
supposed to be impartial here, but come on, Alex.
There we go.
Let's have him.
Out the final corner then, he's having a little look to the inside as we cross the line to start lap 7. We're past the halfway mark here as well. Alex Simpson comes across the line, does a 57.8, same as Ash Sutton really, but Simpson was just a few hundredths of a second quicker.
The good thing for Sutton, Adam, is that he's just nailing all his exits, and that's the way to win the race, because especially around Twin Ring Motegi. I mean, I was here the other night with the BSR MX-5, albeit not quite as long a course. It was the shorter layout, but you know, you've really got to focus on getting a good exit, and if you do that, it becomes very difficult to overtake. I know it sounds like the big cliche and a really, really silly thing to say, an obvious thing to say, but it is true.
It's a track that's all about the rhythm, isn't it? You make a mistake in just one of the corners,
here we go.
You're done for. Great exit there by Alex as he tries to have a look, but this isn't part of the circuit where you get an overtake.
He could go up the inside here at the top of the hill into the S's.
Oof. Sutton broke late there.
Very
little. You can see the car sliding the way through the first part of the S's here.
That's tremendous work. We've got to point out that the track temperature is only 18 degrees, so this is the coolest condition possible.
Alex is
also a really, really hot battle for the lead. And here comes Sutton now. Is he going to defend the inside? I think Simpson's going to go for it here on the brakes. Sutton, you can see him wiggling around, and again Simpson misses the apex, and that's the key. That's been the problem so far for him this round. But David Baker's in third. He's looking, and I'll tell you what, if these two come together, I think Baker, he'll be all too happy to go and take the top step of the podium.
I think Alex will steer clear of Ash at Donington if he does. If he hits him. But he does seem to be the stronger at the moment. He just needs to
hit Sue, doesn't it?
I think he just needs to. Yeah, definitely. Oh, take that out of the final corner. Then.
Great run this time. And I tell you, sorry, Adam. I keep interrupting you, mate. I'm sorry.
Both of us excited as each other, I think, as we cross the line. Not often one of us lot are doing well in the BSRTC. We us two usually make a fool of ourselves.
This is a fair point.
You've won a race.
I have won a race. That's probably one of the only times I haven't made a fool of myself. And even then I hit the wall when I was leading. As here they come again. And this is all just closing this battle. Look, these two aren't really battling, Adam, but still Baker and Baxter and Harrod and Glatzel.
They're getting closer though, aren't they? They are getting closer. The gap's
now Sutton has to defend. Simpson's going to try and go around the outside. Maybe this is what he's been planning. Oh, it's super close on the exit. Oh my goodness me. Sam Kumo's doing the cameras for us tonight, and well, I'm sure he's giving you a great view of this battle.
You get the clear in the ear and you move across. That's how it works.
That was great from Sutton, because you know what, he had to do that. He absolutely had to do that. And this is getting very interesting, because Dave Baker, CQR driver, will definitely have a go at trying to destabilise second place.
I think Alex might need to catch Ash Sutton now in one of the corners, like the left-hander we just went through. Now we're going through the hairpin, and now onto the back straight this time. Baker keeping his distance, and just quickly, the gap down to 7th place, just 2 seconds. So. In theory, any one of the 7 could win it. Remember Watkins Glen? Hackerson was like sick for the start of the last lap, and he went on and won it.
How could you ever forget Watkins Glen? One of the best races I've ever seen at the end. I mean, it was madness, and there was some rubbish driving, but it was great. Now, Final chicane. This is a tricky one, Adam, because I always used to struggle with it when I first started driving around Motegi, just because it was, you've got to really sacrifice that first part to get a good exit. It's a really unique corner in motorsport.
Really is, that final corner. Very difficult to get the car in. Sutton runs wide.
Sutton
Alex,
losing the tyres maybe
Baker,
at this point.
Baker just kisses the rear of Alex Simpson's Apex racing car. And Baker and Simpson wasn't too far away from Ash Sutton. They're going into turn the second part of the first corner.
This is a great battle. It's a great battle for the top 8, isn't it? Top 7. Sutton, Simpson, Baker, Harrod, Glatzel, Baxter, Sedgwick, 7 drivers all going to battle. We've got 2.5 laps to go here at the Twin Ring Motegi circuit in Japan. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath with Sam Kumo on the cameras in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.
Apologies to everybody else outside the top 10. Ross McFarlane's gained 5 positions. Atkinson has gained 5-2. 8 positions gained for Josh Thompson. No surprises there, really.
Look at Nicole Foggy, Adam. He started 48. He's got up to 22nd place.
Yeah, 26 positions gained for him. 23 for Stuart McFadden, another car that wasn't able to set a time on qualifying.
Well, we said watch out for those guys, and they've proved it.
Annoyingly for them, they need to hope for a very small reverse grid, otherwise they're going to be back in the midfield again. At least they're not going to be at the back.
So this is the corner where Alex has been struggling and he hits Sutton, I think.
Yeah, he did. I've been on the chopper and he did hit him there.
He just hasn't...
Given the 4 attempts.
He just hasn't been able to get the car rotating into that tight hairpin, and it seems to me that would be ordinarily the best place to set up an overtake around this track, and Sutton absolutely nailing it every time. There's 2 laps to go then, just under 10 kilometres, and it's a great scrap. What can you say? Fantastic. And you know what? You can tell it's a great race, Adam, because because Harrod, Glatzel, Baxter and Sedgwick, they've all been this close together for lap after lap after lap, and not one of them has even attempted an overtake.
It's getting closer as well. The gap's now just 1.8 seconds between the front 7. 1.672 seconds.
Well, the thing is, one of the reasons why they're reluctant, I think, is because Glatzel and Baxter are teammates. I think Glatzel is faster than Harrod, but it's... Oh man, it's super close. I actually think Baxter's faster than Glatzel, but they can't even get close enough to each other to even think about doing team orders, because if team orders come into play, then we're going to see Jack Sedgwick get in the mix.
Yeah. Oh, Alex again under braking. He's trying.
Good on the brakes, isn't he? And I must admit, I thought braking in this Kia Optima is enjoyable. You know, the way it slides around, I do think once you get the hang of it, and once you get over the initial, oh my god, what the hell is this thing?
Yeah.
The braking's really fun, and in some corners, it can really assist you. I know going up Sheen Curve and into Dingledale at Brands Hatch, the way that the car wants to, you have to steer into the braking, because it sort of, the rear like steps out, and it's a really good feeling to actually nail that turning point after you've been wrestling with the car. This time, it's a better hairpin for Simpson. But Sutton, again, absolutely perfect. And this is why he's the British Touring Car Champion, Adam, isn't it? Make no mistake.
That's the class in driving here. I know he's at the front, but he's having to withstand quite a bit of pressure as Baxter looks at the inside of his teammate Glatzel going into the right-hander. First ever race I did in a Kia was at Laguna Seca, as Baxter nibbling away at the back of the German there.
But you see, this is... This has happened before. Season 6, Sutton, he absorbed all that pressure at Suzuka East from Wojciech Stevanovic. It's one of the best drives I've ever seen from Sutton, and
it's another Apex car trying to get past him this time.
Yeah, and his defensive driving is excellent. Because he's so good on the brakes, he does not even leave an opening for the opponents, and I think that's definitely what sets him apart, and it does that in the BTCC as well.
Thompson's coming to the pits with 1 lap to go. So something's gone awry. Don't know whether he didn't have enough fuel in the car to get to the end. That could happen, or
well, he may get the reverse grid.
Maybe that's the tactic. I don't know.
I will say it better not be. You see, I will say though that it is very cool out there, so you could potentially get the fuel wrong. I'm not saying that he has, but it is possible. You will use quite a lot more than you would normally, but Again, and you would expect a driver of Thompson's experience to get that right.
Right then, half a lap to decide this then. Baker was the quickest of the front three on the previous lap. Baker Alex Simpson this time closing on the braking.
Alex is great into that corner, but it's this one that he's not great into. This is the one that he struggles on. That is the best he's done it. But I don't think he's close enough. He simply isn't close enough to mount the challenge to Ash Sutton, who yet again absolutely nails that exit.
If I was a madman, I'd try something in that final chicane. But
you are a madman, and you would try it.
That's why I got disqualified in 3 of my 4 races at Imola. But here we go.
Now there is an opportunity into this final chicane, but you have to be a little bit crazy to try it. And here we go. Ash Sutton powers out of the final corner, and he takes the win here in round 16 of the season. That's an absolute masterclass from Ash Sutton. Congratulations to him. And congratulations to our colleague, Adam.
Yeah, best result in the BSRTC, I think. That's second place for him.
Equally, he did get a second place, didn't he, in one of the earlier rounds, I believe.
Here comes Foggy to get a well-deserved 20th place, gaining that place because of Thompson's demise on the final lap.
He finished second, Adam, and it only his third ever BSRTC race, did Alex
Race
Simpson.
3 at Silverstone.
But I have to say, he's not finished in the top 10 since. That's how much of a bad few rounds he's had. And that goes definitely some way towards remedying that. 2 Daves coming across. Christie leading Crozier by a few tenths. Josh Thompson. Josh Thompson must have just been a meatball or something, Adam, because he does come home. Well, I say it must have been a meatball. I hope he hasn't done what you said.
Well, if it's
because it is full -1, isn't it? And that would be, well, that wouldn't be him. That would actually be Tristan Bodis as it stands, I believe. But just confirm that, because Michael Hall's coming across, and he should finish last.
Yeah, I think if he's still on the track, then he should be just minus. Oh no, Bodis
is -2.
So Thompson would be third.
So Hall cannot get the reverse grid unless it's higher than 46. Chris Wood 45th, Josh Thompson 44th. So realistically, it's going to be, well, if it's a full, it's going to be around that lot. But the wheel does go as low as about 25, doesn't it? So it's yeah, we're gonna see how that is. But first of all, Adam, get the oxygen tank ready and prepare to read us through the finishers and the non-finishers.
Yeah, back in the day, the reverse grid was a dice. And this is when we first started broadcasting, and the numbers were 16 down to 25 or something like that. And how far we've come, eh? Let's run you through the finishing order then. Car 01, Ash Sutton wins the race. Car 2, Alex Simpson finishes second. Third for Dave Baker, the top 3 finishing where they all started. Then Pete Harrod gaining 2 places to finish in 4th. Glatzel started 5th, finished 5th. Then it's Stephen Baxter in 6th. Jack Sedgwick started 7th, finished 7th. The same for Jamie Rushworth in 8th. 9th for Andreas Katz, breaking into the top 10 after starting in 11th. And Jack McIntyre, who started 10th and finished 10th. First time tonight then, cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there. We had 9. 11th, Brian Holmes. 12th, Ross McFarlane. 13th, Adam McNally. 14th, Davis. 15th for Ben Hackerson, gaining 5 places. Pete Newman in 16th, gaining 3. Rusty Adler, 17th. Paul Smith, gaining 3 places to finish in 18th place. Then Jake Blackhall finishing in 19th, a rare finish for him, but a good finish nonetheless. Finish inside the top 20. Then Nicole Foggy, 48th to 20th. What a rise up the field that was. 28 positions gained for Foggy. Then it's Mark Woodhouse, 21st. 22nd for Dan Brown. Julian Janowski finishing in 23rd, started there as well. Jim McFadden, another Scot to climb through the order, starting in the highlands of the grid in 49th, finishing in pretty much middle ground in 24th. Then Craig Evans, 25th, 26th for Maciek Sakovic, he started there as well. Then Kip Stevens, 27th, 28th Adam Hadfield, 29th for Christian Rose, and 20 positions gained for Mark Johnston to finish in 30th. As you can probably tell, not too many positions gained by the majority of the field during 31st for Simon Edwards, then Johnny Brandon, 32nd. Martin Front started second last and finished 33rd. Then Richard Warmingham finished in 34th, then Michael Blake, Laura Bond, Scott Malcolm, Laura Murray in 38th place. Then Max Wright started behind him, finished at 39th. Then we got Lee Diemer finishing in 40th. Gareth Hickling finished in 41st. Then it's the two Daves, Dave Christie in 42nd, and David Crozier finishing in 43rd. Josh Thompson pitted with a lap to go, came across the line, finished in 44th. Then Chris Wood, the last car on the lead lap, finishing in 45th. And then Michael Hall, the last car to get points, 1 lap down in 46th place. The cars that didn't finish the race then. Tristan Bodis, 2 laps down. Nick Madsen, 4. Rob Graham, 7. Wojciech Svidovic with intermittent connection issues. Carl Janssen finishing in 51st, 10 laps down, and Craig Williams 10 laps down as well. Both of those guys out on the opening lap of the race.
Thank you very much, Adam. That was a great race. Enjoyed that one a lot. I say great race. I don't think we can call it a great race because
an intriguing race.
There wasn't any overtaking. I think for a great race, there has to be some overtaking. It was a very, very good race in terms of how close it was. But yeah, for a great race to happen, you do need some bit of overtaking to just
screaming.
Yeah, a little bit. Still very, very good. Nevertheless, right, over to Sam for the reverse grid wheel, and definitely some interesting possibilities here. The likes of Sutton, Simpson, Baker, Harrod, and Glatzel, well, they'll be hoping for a small number as possible.
Should inform viewers that after the break we do have a commentator that doesn't know his Englands from his Britons and Scotlands like me. It's Chaz Drake after the break. Sorry, Chad.
And I can tell you that the reverse grid wheel is 25.
25? Well, that's Josh Thompson. Definitely not on pole. 25 goes to Craig Evans.
No, that'll teach him.
Sorry, Josh. I'm sorry, Josh, if there genuinely was an issue. It was Craig Evans on pole.
Chaz Draycott is about to be very, very legitimately excited again as Craig Evans is on pole.
Yeah.
An actual Scotsman. Yeah, and then it's Stuart McFadden, Julian Janowski, Daniel Brown, and Mr. Woodhouse.
Woodhouse M.
Woodhouse M.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to win that one?
I'm going to say, I'd say Stuart McFadden. I'd say for that one.
I'm going to go for
a fellow Woodhouse, perhaps.
No, I'm going to go for Mr. Foggy.
Yes.
Foggy sat in 6th. I'm going to go for him. I think it'll be Foggy or Janowski.
There you go.
I think Stu's got a chance, but I think I've got a feeling for some reason Janowski will do well in this one.
Well, but Janowski's joined a new team for this season in Boosted, so
every time I say the good things about Janowski, though, something bad happens to him. So I've got Daytona from 2015 just etched in my memory for him anyway. Oh man, I don't think we'll ever get rid of that. So join us after the break here on Apex Racing TV. In about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll be starting race 2. So stick with us here, BSRTC on Apex Racing TV.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and
Welcome back to the BSRTC here on Apex Racing TV at the Twin Ring Motegi in Andrew Woodhouse alongside Adam Bath and another member of our team, Chaz Draycott, with Sam Kumo on the cameras. And Chaz, I'll bring you in first, mate, very, very quickly. Craig Evans on pole, obviously a sight that you're happy to see.
Oh, definitely. He was on pole on Tuesday night here as well in the MX-5, so he won that race, so I'm hoping he can do the same here. He doesn't seem to have as much faith in himself, but we'll have to see how he gets on, so I'm hoping to see them Northern Lights racing cars stay up front.
We'll see what he does then. Craig Evans on pole, Stuart McFadden second, Elon Janowski third, Dan Brown in fourth, Matt Woodhouse fifth, Nico Foggy will be in sixth, Jake Blackhall seventh, Paul Smith eighth, Rusty Laidler ninth, and Pete Newman in 10th. Just about ready for the start here. The red light's going on above the drivers. And the green light is on, quite an early one there, early release, and brilliant start by McFadden. He's already going into the lead here into turn one. Up the inside for car 111. Course is a lot hotter than it was before. 37 degrees track temperature. It was 18. Now the sun's out, and now the fun might be coming out as well, Adam.
Yeah, that's more than double what we had for the track temperature in race one. But McFadden's away, 1 position's gained. My pick for the win. Your pick, Janowski's still in 3rd position. And Nico Foggy as well has gained 2 places, so great start by Foggy. And
well, yeah, I did the usual sitting on the fence business, and I went for 2 people. That's how you do predictions, Adam. That is. Oh, crash! It's a Northern Lights. It's a Northern Lights Racing. I think it's Glatzel, Chaz.
I've not managed to catch it yet. There's a car around actually.
Sakovic.
Oh, yes. Just he got turned halfway down the straight, it seems.
Oh my word!
Keep it going.
Look at that traffic jam into the bottom end of the course. It's Madsen and one of the Auto McKnock hills going to battle. In fact, I think he clipped through the Auto McKnock hill there.
They do like to do a bit of that, don't they? Alex Simpson managed to go through the Auto McKnock. Up the inside of
Wojciech Stevinovic, he tried to go around 3 drivers there. He tried to make it 4 wide into the S's. Absolutely crazy manoeuvre, but it did not work at all. Oh, and there's a spinner, and it is a pro sim. I think it's Laura Bond.
Right. Sven Glatzel's towed back to the pits as well, so disaster for him. Nico Foggy's managed to get by Janowski, so Foggy up to 3rd. That's 3 positions gained in the space of a lap now.
Craig Evans looking good, Chaz, on the back of Stuart McFadden. He's not letting him get away.
Definitely not, but we've seen recently, I mean, you saw in World GT on Monday night that Stu recently, just overall in terms of his pace and his confidence, has picked up quite a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Stu run away with this one. There's a bit of contact in the background there.
Very good. He's very good when he gets in a winning position, is McFadden. He's shown that recently. He's a good leader from the front. Smith getting involved with McIntyre.
Look at that old M block going down the front straight.
Oh, 3 wide in the middle. Who's that? It's Ash Sutton, is it?
Yeah, we've got Katz in there as well. Sutton's leading the way. Sutton trying to get past Hackerson here. Sutton's up to 16th place, 9 positions gained within the space of a lap, as you do.
Simpson and Baker side by side in the middle of the pack. Just behind the youth energy of McNally.
Sutton round the outside of Hackerson.
Oh, Jamie Rushworth and Stephen Baxter as well, just behind that, Adam, and Sutton doing a good job here.
Rushworth's connection isn't the most solid in the world as Hackerson collides with...
No, it never has been, has it, really?
Here comes the Bodak car. This is Jack Sedgwick. As Foggy, by the way, moves up to second place while this is all still going on.
Well, we know that McIntyre's connection's always been poor as well, so we'll keep an eye on that.
The question of who blinks last this time. Hackerson as well had was renowned last season. I think it's more stable this year. And he's at the inside of the Bodak car. He's trying to defend from Jack Sedgwick, and he just about does so as everyone's fighting for their own bit of track behind. The VIP Apex car, that's Alex Simpson.
Oh! Sutton's next target is car 3, that's Brian Holmes. And Holmes, well, he will not give in easily. And Sutton with a great late move. Jumped out the slipstream, but he almost moved too early. I think he might have slightly contacted with the back of the Apex car as they go into the bottom of the hill. I believe this is turn 10.
He's still there.
Oh my goodness. Holmes gets forced off the course. And now coming through is Sedgwick.
Sedgwick's still trying to get past Hackerson here.
Well, Chaz Draco, it's your first BSRTC race as a commentator. It's madness out here, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, when you compare this to the Masters on Tuesday night, I mean, it's similar, obviously, sort of part of the same track.
That's madness as well, but
oh, this is another level. There's so many cars on track, and they're big cars these as well. There's a lot of kit on track. To be honest with you, I'm lost for words in terms of how this is going so far. You didn't know where to look.
Oh yeah, the Mazda. While there are a lot of them, and it can get quite hectic, they are a lot smaller. Simpson and McNally then.
I think we might need to
21st.
Might need to start diverting our attention to the lead battle. Nicole Foggy, fastest lap of the race, 7/10 of a second quicker than Stuart McFadden on that previous lap of the circuit. It's going to be a Scott-on-Scott battle here.
Well, Foggy has been trying very hard to close that gap, and he has done. They've got to be a little bit careful that they don't take too much life out of the tyres, because it's a long race here, 11 laps, and Chaz, that does equate to over 20 minutes around this track, because it's a long lap.
It does indeed, yeah. It's going to be one to kill the tyres, this, especially seeing as how hot it is as well out there. As I thought McFadden disappeared, then we just changed camera. But yeah, it's a hot track, and it's going to be one that does shred the tyres a bit. So Foggy won't want to push too hard, but we know he's quick, so he might not have to in this case. But he's right latched onto the back of Stu down here. I wonder whether he's going to make a move.
Down the hill then, into the most difficult braking area on the course, I think, and Foggy's trying his best to go around the outside.
And he's doing it!
It's well done. McFadden pushes him onto the grass. I'm sure he's not going to appreciate that one, Nicole Foggy. World GT champion, season 2. And now, we might give him a shove down the front straight.
Go. McFadden's already committed to the inside, so that's where he's going to be. See if Foggy can get it done around the outside here. It's going to be very difficult for him to pull it off. McFadden holding the inside line.
He can do it in turn 1.
Just not an overlap that time, but it is very close.
It's well played, isn't it?
Still not over though. Maybe even go for the inside, no, but he's going to cut to the outside here going into turn 2.
Let's have a look.
Oh, no way through there.
I believe it's one of those, Adam. I believe it's technically turn 3.
Right.
One of those tracks where a double apex counts as a separate corner.
At least we're not having A's and B's.
No, not yet. Anyway. And, oh, here we go. Oh, it's very close.
It's McIntyre. He was trying to overtake somebody on the grass, and he's lost the position to Paul Smith.
Good meeting so far for Smith. Not a great race for him so far. He started in 8th place. He's down to 14th. But if we know him well, then we'll know that he's going to go through the rest of the race and just pick up speed. Slowly but surely, McIntyre's a good adversary for him at this point. And Rusty Laidler's in there as well for the first time tonight, Adam.
Yeah, Laidler doing well. Sedgwick and Hackerson nearly coming close to quarter panelling there. They did touch, but they did separate just before any disaster happened.
Can't imagine what it must be like to be near the front of a reverse grid in this series. In terms of, well, sorry, I have been at the front of a reverse grid in this series, but not with a field of over 50 cars. There were 20 odd cars when I was there. There might have been 30 at a push.
Yeah, if you were worried, I think I'd fall over with worry if I was in a opposition racing 50 cars.
Mistake by Sedgwick. He goes wide at the bottom of the hill. Atkinson should go through here. He should complete the move. Sedgwick leaning a bit on him. Good work by Jack. It's very good work by Jack to stay in the fight. Here comes Jamie Rushworth as well, former champion of the series. Which season was it? 4?
4, yeah. McIntyre v Smith, and number 3, that's Brian Holmes as well, just in front of those guys going for the first corner.
Atkinson has been a winner in this series as recently as Watkins Glen.
King of capitalising, I think we should call it now.
Yeah, we should indeed. And that's not just because his caps lock is broken. There's no need to shout out there.
Definitely not. Just going to say, it's really respectful racing between these pairs. They've been side by side for so long, and this is just a great example of how well.
Look at this! Oh, that's not so respectful.
Oh, that's
I have to say, I know it's an Apex car. Andreas Katz, there was about 3 moves there on the straight. Sort yourself out. Dear me. I think that's perilously close to a blocking penalty, Adam. That.
There you go. Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a mental. That's something off one of the Forza broadcasts, I reckon. What's happened to Stu McFadden? It's McFadden. What happened?
Was leading the race, and
it's a quarter panel.
Oh, it's Nico Foggy. And
Craig Evans leads the race.
Foggy tries to go around the outside. There wasn't enough space there, Chaz.
Yeah, it looks like one of them. Stu may have drifted wide. Nickel might have turned in a bit early. I think it was 6 of one, half a dozen the other there. But I'm happy Craig Evans is up front, but I'm not allowed to say that really, so I'll stop talking then.
You are indeed.
Well, Sitra, Craig Evans leads. Dan Brown is in second now. Jake Blackhall's in 3rd place. Fourth is Woodhouse, and then it's Laidler, then it's Foggy, and then Ross McFarlane and Ash Sutton are battle.
Well, Jake Blackhall, if you remember, Adam, a few seasons ago, 2015 season, I believe.
He was in fine form, wasn't he?
He won a race at Laguna Seca and then was disqualified because he didn't serve a slowdown penalty before the line, and that gifted the victory to Colin Cunniff. So Blackhall, he just is the king of bad luck here.
He's had the most insane bad luck, hasn't he?
But how much bad luck do you have to have, Chaz, if you win a race and then it gets taken away?
Well, hopefully the clouds are cleared, because he's in 3rd place right now and closing in on 2nd place man Dan Brown as Rusty, Laidler and Foggy start having a bit of a tete-a-tete here, and that's allows Sutton through. Oh, and McFarlane nearly followed them through as well, but the door was firmly shut.
Yeah, it's a good battle, this. Foggy versus Sutton. Oh, they do battle it out in the World GT Championship. Here comes Sutton. Foggy staying put, standing his ground, going round the outside and using that momentum, Chaz, to pull himself up the hill comfortably ahead of Sutton.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good scrap, this one. We've seen these guys go head to head quite a lot in the World GT Championship, so now the cars are the same. It could be even more exciting to watch. Ash is really gaining time just through every corner. You can see him just edging a little bit closer each time, but there you go. Well, there's the dive.
It comes. That's what I was saying. Now that's the overlap. In the BSRTC rules, Adam, gives you the right to some room.
That's what Alex should have been doing in race 1, as McFarlane nearly gets by.
Well, yeah, because you have to give the room there, don't you? If that's in the rules.
And now you can see that it's put Foggy on the back foot now, because he has to take a much tighter line going into the hairpin, and Sutton again is going to try and get an overlap here going into the right-hander at the end of the straight.
That is very astutely put, and I think that's what Foggy now tries to get rid of. He tries to get rid of that overlap, and he does indeed. Now he's going to have to cover. Now, luckily for him, it's sort of one line through here. You can make an overtake, Jazz, but as we said at the end of race 1, that's been pretty mad to go for it in that chicane.
Yeah, you've just got to be really careful there, because everyone can misjudge each other's lines, and because it's such a flowing section of corners, just one little bit of miscommunication in terms of what everyone thinks the other driver is doing, and it can be all over for you.
6 laps gone, Adam. Craig Evans leads. Dan Brown, off!
It's Simpson. Oh no, it might not be actually.
No, it's Davis. It's Davis actually. Come on, just in front of Simpson, and next to car 20, that's Stephen Baxter. And this lot here, they're only 9 seconds off the lead, and they're in 20th place.
Remarkable, isn't it? There's Brian Holmes and Sedgwick going to battle. That's McIntyre and Paul.
Oh, Davis is going to quarter panel Baxter here. I can see it. Oh, well, he decides this time he gets the room.
Oh, this is wild. Brian Holmes and Sedgwick You can see how
Slow
defensive
down, I
Holmes was on the previous lap.
Oh, Rushworth
Oh,
hits.
Smith. Oh,
Rushworth hits Atkinson. Off goes Brian
Oh.
Holmes. It's into the wall under the bridge. Can he get it going again? I think he can.
Oh, that had tears written all over it, I think.
I need to get it moving.
Who's
Not a
this
good
with
couple
him?
of corners for the boys, is it? I'm just looking back a minute ago as well. Nathan Davies got punted off at turn 1. I think someone was just a little bit late on the brakes, just caught the right rear corner, and he just speared off to the left. So no fault of his own, unfortunately.
Hackerson v Rushworth now going on. 2 cars have been DQ'd. Garrett Fickling and Dave Christie. Thompson's 1 incident away from a DQ of 15. Rushworth on the inside of Hackerson.
Well, Nathan Davis is on 12, so is Adam McNally. Nick Madsen 11, 10 for Lee Deemer and Richard Warmingham, and then Laura Bond on 9, and then Holmes, Hadfield, Wright and Edwards on 8. Currently with no incidents, Front, Newman, Woodhouse, Crozier, Blackhall and Christian Rose.
Oh, Ash Sutton.
Where
Oh,
is Christian Rose
Foggy.
actually? He's 25th.
Foggy nearly tried to do the move into the final corner. It didn't work out. Bit of a queue starting to form behind Woodhouse M here as we come across the line. And McFarlane. Sutton!
Oh, and Sutton is going through. He's trying to go through on Woodhouse M. Woodhouse A says that this is a good battle. And here comes the car with the Scottish flag on its roof, and that is Nicole Foggy, and he's looking for any which way to get through.
Look
Late
at
on the brakes is
brakes.
Sutton. Oh,
He's done him in the braking zone.
Woodhouse is no slouch on the brakes at all, and that is very good by Ash Sutton. Taking no prisoners there, and cleanly done.
Dan Brown
Foggy.
takes the lead.
Dan Brown has gone through on Craig Evans, and we've missed it, unfortunately. And so GT Omega Racing to the front. GT Omega Racing with Northern Lights Racing, of course, to the front.
Front.
It's,
Oh,
I've probably got that completely wrong. Is that Scuderia Haggis, that actually? That is the Scuderia Haggis car, so sorry about that. I keep getting those mixed up, actually. So I apologise to NLR on that one.
Just seemed like quite a clean overtake, to be fair. It looked like he just got his nose down the inside from the double apex left-hander, and Craig just let him have it. So
Would it have been team orders that at Chaz, or do you think it's just a clean move?
it may have been team orders. I just think that obviously they've got multiple championships to fight for. There's a bit of bumping and banging there coming to the hairpin.
Laidler and McFadden. It's the Scots are ganging up on Laidler.
Oh dear. Where's McNally to help out his fellow countrymen? But which country? McFarlane.
Right.
McFarlane, who was impressive as a rookie in 2017, Adam. And here, and there's a bit of a punt there. That was Laidler on Foggy. And now he's up the inside into the slow section at the end of the lap.
Don't think
Here
Foggy
we
was
go.
expecting that then.
Oh, side by side. Well, Laidler's going to go street fighting with anybody, Chaz, and he will street fight against Nicole Foggy here. Oh, this could end in absolute disaster. That car might end up like the one in the bonus level of Street Fighter 2.
Well, it was a good save to get that back on the track, but it looks like the red mist has descended a little bit for Rusty there.
It's a good save and an even better reference. Now,
Right. All right. The gap between Ash Sutton and the leader is 1.8 seconds with 3 laps to go.
well, this could. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? For Sutton, Dan Brown. Well, will he have the code to beat Ash Sutton? That is the question. And then, well, Evans got an important job to do here then for his team. If he doesn't think he can catch Dan Brown, and if he doesn't think he can pass Dan Brown, sorry Chaz, I think he's got to try and hold up Blackhall and Sutton here.
Yeah, he's going to be playing rear gunner, isn't he? They've got
to
to
win this race,
tactical.
Scuderia Haggis.
Yeah,
Sorry.
definitely. It's all good. They're just going to be being tactical. Oh, bit of a bump there again.
it's
Laidler
good.
and more and more bumping and banging
It
here.
is good racing in the background between these two.
Those
Little
incidents,
nudge.
those
the
incidents are there to be
incidents-
used, I guess. Oh, it's Newman.
Well, that's 8 incidents for Laidler, and for Foggy he's also 8. So, and I imagine they're from hitting each other.
Well, they can afford to hit each other about one more time, and then that's it. Newman now having to defend from McIntyre.
Well, just look at the front very quickly. Is that Brown? is now been reeled in again by Evans. Evans is right with him. Could there have been a slowdown penalty there, Chaz?
I don't think it might have been enough for a slowdown, but maybe a mistake into the hairpin by Brown, because we all know how difficult that hairpin is, especially when you're trying to get this Kia turned in and then obviously master the exit as well. But Sutton is right all over the black of Blackwall here. I was just about to say. He's, well, it depends if the
Well, he's driving a black car. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
On
see what happens.
Dan Brown with the England flag, then it's the banner of Scotland. As up the inside comes Ash Sutton.
That's on the CQR Academy car of Blackhall. So Sutton through. Woodhouse and McFarlane are just a couple of seconds behind, so they might be able to pick up the piece if anything goes wrong for this lead group. It's not really an intra-team battle, Chaz, just because you've got the two Scuderia Haggis and then you've got CQR Club and CQR Academy. So even though they're in the same stable, they may not necessarily operate as a unit, but we'll see. We'll see what this alliance may bring.
Yeah, it's just obviously they'll all be communicating with each other during the races. That's McFarlane there down the inside of Woodhouse. Side by side, a little bit of
Sutton here.
pitching of wing mirrors.
Sutton's coming through. Chaz, sorry to interrupt, but
All right.
oh, Bash!
Bash Sutton.
Oh, look at this on the brakes. Has he got enough though? Evans. Again there's a contact on the. And Evans very wisely gets out of that because that could have been a quarter panel.
Sutton wriggles free of that. I'm amazed.
Good
Chaz,
sportsmanship.
I'm amazed, Chaz, that none of us have actually used that pun before. So well done. going into the hairpin.
I think we've had Crash Sutton before, haven't we?
Yeah, there's been
Bash
when he
Sutton
put it
is
in the wall.
definitely a good one.
We've been having too much fun with Matt Bunn.
Is he here? He's not here today, is he, Matt Bunn? But the CQR, here comes Jake Blackhall having a look. He's going to have to be precise with this move because of the net code. We know how it is. The Australian drivers.
Knows it as well. Right then, coming around to get the white flag here. Ash Sutton's won from 51st on the grid, so 25th to first is no biggie, but he's got one lap to get it done.
Don't believe Daniel Brown's won a race in the BSRTC before.
It's Blackhall.
Oh, look at them all. They're all the way. Blackhall, the wall.
Like Schumacher and Barrichello at Hungary.
But who will fall? We'll find out very, very soon.
And if they go off the track, they'll be down to yours with Paul.
Paul's in 14.
Is this going to be their curtain call?
I think it is. It will be. It'll be the white. Well, who will be at the front when the checkered flag falls? They might be having a ball.
There'll be a good haul of points coming.
But if they DNF, the number of points they'll get will be FO. Now then.
Into the right hander then.
I think that one wins it.
Yeah, that's the last lap, I think.
Leading with the English flag on the top of the Scuderia Haggis. Might have conflict of interest there.
That's got me going.
It's not Scuderia Hot Pot or Scuderia Yorkshire Pudding, but it might be in time. Here we go then. Who's going to be made a pudding on the final lap? Because Brown ahead of Sutton. And he's in. Brown! He'll be wishes he wore the brown pants now because Sutton is on the inside. Sutton is through. Well, down with the brown. And Sutton bashes his way to the front of the field.
Oh, that was Scuderia Bovril, I think, then. As they went through the right-hander, Sutton leads, 24 positions gained.
It's not over for Brown. He's got one more chance at the bottom of the hill. Here he goes then. Can Brown bring down Sutton? Or will he be leaving with a frown?
Where I am in Staffordshire, they call it lobby, so I was hoping he was going to lob it on the inside, but clearly not. He doesn't try and throw that one in. Well, looks like Ash is going to get it.
Brown was lobbying for the win all the way through, but Ash Sutton's going to come through, and he is going to be at the double here at Motegi. It's 2 from 2 for the BTCC champion. Ash Sutton takes the win.
Absolute masterclass that. Really, really good driving by Ash.
What a drive.
Really good drive though for the two boys. I couldn't even remember which is from which team now, but Craig and Daniel put up a good fight there. Jake Blackhall, really good result as well.
It was impressive. What was impressive from Sutton there as well, Adam, for one of his drives through the field, only 7 incidents, and that was the key really.
he's bossing it tonight. If we get another small reverse grid, who's to say that he couldn't maybe even do it again here? But just a credit to Dan Brown, it reasserts his credentials as one of the top AM contenders this season. Sits in at 7th in the championship going into this race meeting, and 2nd place here in race 2.
Oh, that
Very
was
good result.
That was tremendous from Dan Brown, and Scuderia Haggis there, 2nd and 3rd. They'll be absolutely loving that great performance by him and by Craig Evans. Jake Blacko, he'll be very happy with P4. I think Ross McFarlane in 5th, Mark Woodhouse 6th, and then we look down the list there. We look for Alex Simpson, 18th place. They did gain 6 positions, but maybe a combination of the hot weather and the reverse grid, just meaning that it's more about survival for him, Adam, than actually moving forward into the top 10.
Well, if you look where Dave Baker finished in 19th place, it shows that both of them maybe just had issues working their way through the field. I think it shows tonight that a track like Motegi and Barber last week, it really does separate the quick movers from everybody else. As some of them take the support pit lane there.
They're difficult overtaking circuits, aren't they, these two? And one of the things, Chaz, that when you're in a big pack like this, you've got to look at the small wins, haven't you? And for Alex Simpson, he started 1 place behind Dave Baker. He finishes 1 place ahead of him. To me, that's kind of job done for him, because Baker, as much as we go on about it every week, he's the one who you want to model your season after in terms of your results and how you go about the racing.
Yeah, definitely. With a pack as large as this, I mean, it's even going back to like the days of the club series that we used to compete in. It's you just got to have your own personal goals. I mean, race wins aren't always a realistic goal overall, because some of the guys in this series are ridiculously quick. But it is about setting them personal goals, and I think Alex will be happy with that, really.
We bashed into each other a couple of times in that series as well.
We certainly did.
And Adam and Paul were doing the commentary on that. Those were the good old days.
Indeed. We all had 1 win apiece as well, didn't we, actually?
I think we did.
Yeah, I've won 1, yeah.
Oh, he's won 1, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Charlotte Road, was it?
Yeah, Charlotte Road, season 1. Wasn't televised, unfortunately, so I can't take my word for it. But
just a quick word on 2 of the main contenders you'd feel for the championship. 3 of them actually coming through and finishing together. Carl Janssen, he came from 51st on the grid to finish 25th. Michael Hall finished 26th from 46th. And Wojciech Svidovic, we saw him trying some crazy moves on the opening lap. He ended up finishing in 27th place, so pretty good. And
the hard overtaking circuits just keep on coming. Next week we go to Summit. Summit Point.
Hell.
then it gets even worse, because we go to the Nordschleife after that.
So if you like overtaking, don't watch. No, I'm only kidding.
If you like watching the best overtakers trying some overtake, I don't know. Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, what it does do, and I think this is where Formula One's been very good over the last 2 years, is that what it has done, Chaz, is it means that it has to be a very good overtaking move to actually get one done, and this means that they're usually fantastic moves when they are done.
Oh yeah, you've got to make sure that you make it look good when you're going to pull it off, but I know that's not always the aim. At the end of the day, you want to get the pass done, but yeah, you're right. It's one of them where you need to make sure that you've got it absolutely nailed, because if you, as me and Alex were saying the other night, you've got to take every opportunity that comes to you in these shorter races.
Right, let's run you through the finishing order then. From this one, Ash Sutton 2 out of 2. We'll see if you can make it 3 out of 3 later. Dan Brown finishing in 2nd place. Craig Evans in 3rd. Don't know about Champagne flying on the podium. More like the Haggis. Jake Blackhall finishing in 4th. Ross McFarlane finishing in 5th after starting in 14th. Mark Woodhouse finishing in 6th. Another solid performance from the AM driver there. Another AM that is flying high in the championship as well. Nicole Foggy, good job recovering to 7th place. Don't know what Stuart McFadden will be saying about the collision. We thought it was six of half and half the dozen of the other, but I think that's how you say it, isn't it? Completely forgotten, mine's gone blank. But we'll see what happens there. Laidler finishing in 8th. Somehow didn't get DQ'd the way he was going. I can tell you how many incidents he finished on actually. He finished on 8, so he didn't actually get any more after what went on between him and Brian Holmes. Jack McIntyre finishing in 9th, then another Jack Sedgwick in 10th. Newman 11th, Julian Janowski in 12th. He started 3rd, just got pushed a little bit back into the midfield as the race went on. Jamie Rushworth, the Season 4 champion, finished 13th, ahead of Paul Smith in 14th, who I think had a bit of contact himself during the race. Ben Hackerson 15th, Katz in 16th. That is, if I'm not mistaken, the highest of the Apex cars. I can't see Brian Holmes on the list anyway. Then it's Stephen Baxter, Alex Simpson and Dave Baker 18th and 19th, then Johnny Brandon in 20th, Kip Stevens in 21st, then Adam Hadfield 22nd, 23rd for Christian Rose, then Harrod Janssen didn't finish the opening race of the day, but did get to 25th for the end of race 2. Then Michael Hall 26th, then Wojciech Savidovic, his connection held out, and he managed to get a 27th place finish. We get another small reverse grid, that won't be too shabby for Woj there. Then Maciek Sakovic in 28th, then Stuart McFadden 29th, was leading for a good third of the race, and then collided with Foggy. Then Law Murray in 30th, then Adam McNally 31st, Max Wright 32nd, then Richard Warmingham, Craig Evans, Chris Wood finishing in 35th, so Scott Malcolm in 36th, Laura Bond 37th, 38th for Michael Blake, then Dave Crozier. Brian Holmes finishing in 40th, he got quarter panelled around with Jack Sedgwick, so that's why Brian finished all the way down the order there. And it's Lee Deemer, Simon Edwards, Martin Front, Mark Johnston and Nick Madsen, one lap down, the last car to score points. If we do get a full -1, it will be Johnston on the pole, and the cars didn't finish. Nathan Davis, 2 laps down, Davis got DQ'd, then Josh Thompson, the same as well, then Dave Christie, Gareth Hickling got 15 incidents, another DQ here. Sven Glatzel towed back to the pits very early on, along with Tristan Bodis and Rob Graham. Should mention that Automech do have their new livery. I think we did get it up for race 2, but fortunately for Rob Graham, we didn't get to see much of him because he was
not killed. Yeah, they had theirs last week, didn't they?
Yeah.
Looks good. Of course, that's for Rory Butcher, isn't it? Because that's his livery in the British Touring Car Championship. Hopefully, we'll see Rory at some point this season.
Right then, reverse grid time for one more. As the news filters through, that I think we could be on for a entertaining Arsenal fan TV later. Sam, then, who's going to be on the pole?
Let's see, it's going to be a big one. It is full -4.
4 -4 then. So Mark Johnston, so Johnston's -1, Martin Front's -2, Edwards is -3. It's Lee Deemer, and he's redeemed the reverse grid pole. Brian Holmes is Brian Holmes is going to be starting. Yeah, he's cashing in on a pole position here. Brian Holmes, he gets quarter panels and is going to start in 2nd. Then it's Dave Crozier in 3rd, Michael Blake 4th, Laura Bond in 5th. Not too many names that spring out as immediate race winner here. So we've got everything we need for another great race. Maybe Chris Wood.
It's definitely looking good for Holmes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he's
he'll be going for his first win of the season, won't he? I think
he's a veteran, Brian Holmes, but he's also quite new to the Kia Optima, so it might be quite difficult for him to. We'll see, but I suppose he's not new really now. He's done nearly a full season, I think. So yeah, some interesting names in there, and I think we'll see how they get on when we come back after the break. So about a quarter of an hour's time for race 3 here in the BSRTC. It'll be the final one of the evening. Stick with us.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
It's the final race of the evening here in the BSRTC at the Twin Ring Motegi circuit in Japan. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Charles Draycott and Sam Kumo bringing you all the action from this famous circuit. And, well, Adam, very quickly, it's a pole position for Lee Diemer.
Yep. The Diemer puns have already been out, and yeah, he's on the pole position for this one. Brian Holmes starting in second. He'll be hoping to get some sort of win for Apex today because it's been a CQR night all the way, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Chaz, who's the money on with 15 seconds to go?
You know what? I'm just looking down the timing list now, and I have no idea. There's a really good spread of talent across like the first 20, but you've got to keep your eye on Wojciech Savidovic. He's 15th. He's the big name that pops out for me. Stu McFadden's up there as well.
You can never count out Wojciech Savidovic, 3-time champion, and we'll see what happens now as he in his quest for 4. But Lee Diemer on the pole with Brian Holmes alongside him. Green light is on. Initial getaway was excellent for Diemer. Brian Holmes' second phase was
someone
very
didn't
good
get going.
indeed. Here we go then, into the first corner. Holmes up the inside. Holmes might try to take the lead already, but he twitches. And there we go. And he goes into the lead now.
There's Radical's boosted corners.
Yeah.
4 wide, 5 wide.
3 wide here.
Diemer, he gets hit by his teammate. Of all
Hatfield,
people.
what is Adam Hatfield doing?
Saved it.
He's piled into the scene, took and hit Wojciech Savidovic, and then he's hit, and then somebody else is off, and that's Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, two of the new liveried Automech cars are off as well. They're back on.
Oh my God, that midfield is ridiculous.
Oh, there's more contact there.
It's
Scott
Murray.
Malcolm.
And 2 of the Automech cars as well.
Oh, Sakovic hits Sutton.
How's Sutton up there?
No, it's Hall, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say.
It's a black and yellow CQR car. Oh, and he hits him again.
There's the beauty of the Kia Optima though with the front wheel drive, and they're going round again. They're just bouncing off each other.
22 is Janssen. He's not going to shy away from a fight either. Neither is Wojciech Savidovic, who's already getting the elbows out in this one. Oh, Hatfield and Janssen and Savidovic very close together. This isn't even the battle for the front of the field. I know there's stuff going on at the front, but don't care. This is better. Let's have a look. Oh man, he's so good in the midfield here.
Madsen and Edwards are both towed back to the pit, so they're very early casualties here.
Let's see then. Going to complete the first lap very shortly. Brian Holmes in the lead. Lee Diemer retains second place. Third is Blake, and then it's Bond, and then it's McFadden and Whip side by side.
Oh my God, Paul Smith's just been hit. This is deep in the midfield.
3 wide going into the last corner there.
Oh,
it's not ended well.
Sedgwick. Oh, he's up in the tyre barrier.
Very thin thud there.
Yeah, Ross McFarlane said they received throughput, so he's done for the day.
Sedgwick goes to the pits, that's him done as well. There's all sorts going on here, isn't there?
Just looking down the field, the the biggest mover, Ash Sutton, up 13 places. Actually, just been re-overtaken by Foggy, so he's up 12 places. And then Sven Glatzel's gone up 10 places as well.
Janssen and Simpson side by side for 17th. And that hasn't worked. Oh, wow. Oh, there's going to be a quarter panel here. Oh, my. And actually, that's put him in front of Janssen, almost.
Thank you to Ben Hackerson there, I think it was, that gave him a bit of a tag, but Ben did well to get out of it.
He boosted him into the corner. Now he's on the inside of Janssen. Janssen has been outstanding in the World GT Championship, the side-by-side into the S's section. Here we go. And side-by-side.
Well, we know what Alex was saying to him the other night about let's not be gentlemen racers, let's get the gloves off. And
this is it. This is the meeting of the minds.
Have to see where the car's taking
going to go through here though. Jansen's going to keep it, I think.
I wonder if Alex is on the same drugs as he was at that point.
Well, he might need an energy drink, that's why Ben Hackerson's there. He's going to get assaulted. Oh.
No, we're not starting that again.
It's what it says on the car. I'm only going off what it says on the car.
You're going to be muted in a minute. Round the outside.
It's Alex Simpson. And I was nearly muted with speech, because I was speechless there.
Forgive us for this slight bias, but we have got a vested interest in this. As round the outside again, and these two are putting on a clinic here.
Oh,
What a great view.
there's an apex car in the gravel in the background of that shot.
I can't see the back of the shot. My PC isn't good enough.
Davis. Well, good news is that the motherboard should be ready this weekend, hopefully. But it's number 2. It's
If it ever clears customs, it will be. And if Alex Simpson, it's not cleared customs about as fast as Alex Simpson hasn't cleared Carl Janssen. But here he is now, he's through. Jamie Rushman's having a look at Dave Baker in the background, and I am sorry for interrupting you, Charles.
It's all good. There's so much going on. It's just an absolute. Well, I don't even have words that I can say out loud on
It
this.
begins in cluster and ends in K.
It does indeed, mate. But it was speaking of K, it was Andreas Katz that got turned around at the last corner there. It was just a bit unfortunate. Like we were saying before, about two lines overlapping each other, and you say Alex there. Oh, someone just been turned around the bridge.
Baxter.
What's happened?
Managed to hold on to it.
There's so much going on. We switched to one thing, then we're back to the next straight away.
Right. Alex Simpson rounding outside of the Automech car.
Sorry.
That's Johnny Brandon, isn't it? No, it's not Johnny Brandon.
No, it's not Johnny Brandon. Car 31 is Scott Malcolm.
He's had a bit of a poor lap. He's been passed by Hadfield, Brandon. Now he's got passed by Simpson, and he might get passed by Janssen.
Well, Janssen, he's pushed Janssen onto the grass. That might be the only way. That might be the only way it prevents the freight train, Adam.
Pretty much. Oh, it's not.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, there it is. I knew that was coming.
Bump and run. Well, that's not going to make Malcolm very happy.
The beauty of this year Optima, though.
Well, in fairness, he did kind of start it, didn't he? Although Janssen finished it.
Must be windy in them cars to make that strap flap around like that.
Yeah, Brian Holmes leads by 1.3 seconds. Lee Deemer is all over the place. And his teammate is Michael Blake in the Simauto car, and he's going to try and get through into second place. I feel like Deemer might just want to let Blake go here, because he seems like he's the quicker driver at this point. But however, Adam, he does have fairly substantial damage on the front of car 45.
Yeah, that was when he hit Deemer at the beginning of the race. Great battle.
Was it him that hit Deemer, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that makes sense. Stuart McFadden in 4th, Laura Bond in 5th, 6th is Craig Williams. Williams impressive again.
We've got a very nice gaggle here, starting from McNally on back.
Oh, yeah.
With Davidovic,
who's that having
Crozier,
a look?
Sakovic, Warmingham.
Warmingham was having a look in the middle of that. Dave Crozier's in there, and here we go. There goes Hadfield. Oh,
Like I said, Wojciech Zavidovic, he's climbing the wheel.
That's not the best range in the world. Get that car off the track, man.
That was questionable to say the least, to be honest. I was just going to say, though, Wojciech Zavidovic is making his way up the field.
Well, it's Immortal. It's Immortal, but the key is
off goes Max Wright. He's gone off.
Just looking at a replay of it now. Oh, who was that just got a bit late on the brakes? I think it was car 4, Michael Hall.
Hadfield's got severe damage. I'll be surprised if he can carry on.
Warmingham's crashed. What's happened here?
Well, there.
I don't know what on earth's happened there.
Right. We need to get a bit of order, don't we? Let's see.
We do indeed.
Then it's
off for second place, by the way.
What happened to Warmingham, Adam?
Warmingham, he had a slide. He had a slide in the S's, and then he just parked the car up and left, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're looking at a replay of that one then, and just came to rest against the wall, didn't it?
Yeah. Right then, sit rep. Brian Holmes leads. Lee Deemer is not in second anymore because Michael Blake's there. Then he's trying to fend off a very happy CQR Academy car there.
That's brilliant.
What a comeback from Stuart McFadden.
Brilliant.
Here comes Laura. We haven't even mentioned Laura. Laura's in the top 5 still.
Yeah, Laura's trying to get through.
Oh, trying to get 5th.
On Blake. No, that is 5th for Laura.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my timing screen's a mess. There we go. Then it's Craig Williams. Oh, well, at least for me anyway. Then it's Wojciech, then it's McNally, then it's Sakovic, and then it's Hall.
There's a few drivers out there, Chaz, who aren't having a happy time of it, including Richard Warmingham and Max Wright, who we saw come to grief on that previous lap. Here comes Bond up the inside, looking for 4th place on car 60, which is Lee Deemer. Laura Bond, who had won her first race in the series in 2017.
She did, and she's doing well here. Hopefully it'll lead to more wins this season. And again, it did take her 3 years maybe even more than that. Oh yeah, just about 3 years to get her first win in the series.
Well, it's more than that, I think. It's been going since about 2012, hasn't it, this?
Yeah,
McFadden versus Blake then, for second position. Oh, heck. Oh, he's
Come
going for
back.
it anyway. Look at that, Chaz, up the inside.
Yeah, it's beautifully done. Like I was saying earlier, Stu's really showing his he's maturing in the race cars now, and everything he's driving, he just seems so much more confident. I was just going to say he's up 11 places now, so if he can catch Brian, which obviously, being biased, we hope he doesn't that well, but if he does, then I think he's pretty set for a win here. But Wojciech Savidovic is my shout for it. He's up 8 places now in 7th.
He's a long way off. The only problem is he's a long way off the lead, though, isn't he? He's 9.2 seconds as of the previous lap. But now we'll see what the 3-time champion can do, because, Adam, I wouldn't like to put money on it, but I think there's a very good chance of him setting fastest lap of the race this time.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Is that he's just coming into the final corner now. I'm interested to see what Stuart McFadden can do in terms of lap times. We're only on lap 5 of the race, well, completing 5 of the race. Gareth Ickling's crashed. He's had to tow back to the pits. So day done for Gareth. McFadden does a 58.9, which is still 0.6 of a second slower than Brian Holmes. Wodge, though, he's come across the line and done a 57.8, which is the quickest out of anybody on this lap so far. On this lap, I should say. But not the quickest lap of anybody. He's 0.3 off that.
Do you remember that guy? You know, that guy who won the first 2 races, Ash Sutton? He's up, Chaz, 28 places already. And the other AS, Alex Simpson, just in front of him, who's had 12 positions gained as well.
Yeah, he's just showing everyone how it's done tonight, isn't he, Ash? I mean, we all know he's a fantastic racer as it is, but it's just one of them nights for him. Sometimes he gets caught up in incidents, other nights he doesn't, and he's kept his nose clean tonight. Well, really got on it.
If he can get in the top 10, Adam, tonight, at a track like this, if he can get top 10 in race 3, this could go down as one of the greatest meetings driven in BSRTC history, because 2 wins, one was from 24th or whatever it was, and then this one, if you can come from 41st and get into single figures, I don't think anybody's ever done anything. I know Sebastian Job won the triple, didn't he? But it wasn't in as big a field as this, and it wasn't on such a difficult circuit as to overtake on.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good drive, a pretty remarkable drive by Ash Sutton this evening. As this battle here between Alex Simpson, between Hall, Brandon, and Sakovic is about to.
This could be interesting, because we've already seen that Sakovic has been in a bit of a battle. Looking at just having.
Alex!
Oh dear. Alex Simpson with 0 incidents at the moment. Well, I have a feeling that might change very soon. Who else has got 0 incidents? Laura Bond, David Baker, Anna McNally. McNally's been in the battle as well.
Michael Hall. Oh my.
Hall really throwing it into the final chicane. Simpson goes round the outside. That might interest Ash Sutton, on his teammate, Chaz. Michael Hall looks like he's suffering with damage. Sutton just 1 incident so far, coming through from 41st.
It's just remarkable, isn't it?
Somebody replaced Ash Sutton with a robot.
You'd think so. The way he's driving is just
1 incident? You what? Is this the same person?
We'll have to see how long that lasts with these boys, because the further up the field you get, usually in these races, obviously the harder it is to overtake.
Hard on the brakes there for Simpson.
Savidovic, it's Williams and Williams is forced off the track just in front of this Alex Simpson battle, by the way.
Dima's struggling. Has Dima got...
Dima got forced off the track, that's what happened.
I thought, Dima, the way he wiggled the car, I thought he might have had suspension damage. I think it was just trying to shake off the marbles and the dirt and the dust from his tyres, the detritus that's built up. And Laura Bond trying to get the podium position here. Right on Michael Blake, really almost pushing him through the S's section. And is she going to have a dive? I think a dive into this left-hander is going to be the move for Laura, but not close enough. Could be the next hairpin, Chaz, but you've got to feel she's got to do it now, because look at Wojciech Savidovic. Look how quickly he's closed in. Yeah,
you've got to make the move and see if you can get away at this point, because, like you say, Savidovic is going to be hungry for positions, and he's very consistent in his pace, so he's just going to close it up.
It's Simpson v Sutton. This is the battle we were hoping we'd get in race 1. Simpson
trying to hold on. Sutton, he's got good pace in this race here. Simpson gets the slipstream off of second. There's the quarter panel.
He's quarter panelled him.
Oh dear me. Well, that'll be.
And Ash still makes the corner.
That'll be back of the grid. I would imagine for one of those 2 at least. Probably Alex in the next race.
Alex
again.
Oh, hello. He's coming back across the track.
Where's he going?
Well,
Well,
I thought he was about to give Alex what I thought he was going to give him at Donington as a result, but yeah.
Oh, well, we'll forget about that then. And Blake and Bond and Savidovic, that's what we need to look at. Battle for third. Here comes Wojciech Savidovic having a look up the inside. Bond gives him the space. I thought somewhat generously there. Still stays in front though, using that extra momentum in the Pro Sim car. We've got 4 laps to go here at Twin Ring Motegi. It's been an excellent third race of the evening. Here comes Savidovic looking for that overlap, which gives you that entitlement to have the position.
Bond's looking pretty good on the brakes there. She was pretty good there to keep Savidovic at bay.
Yeah, Laura's always been decent on the brakes. I feel though, Adam, that she might have just spurned that one chance she had when she was right on Michael Blake. Could have had a dive, I think, into the slow corner here. This very one. She might be forced into it because Savidovic is trying to force the issue here. 2 veterans of the BSRTC. Michael Blake, who's been doing this not quite as long, but has his own team now with Simauto. Oh, Bond tries the inside again. Savidovic tries the outside. Savidovic might end up getting boxed in here, you know.
Well, remember what happened the last time an Apex car went side by side with a car down this straight? They ended up thinking, oh, someone's rolling over.
Johnny Brandon.
And that's Johnny Brandon, who's lost it.
How on earth did that happen?
Savidovic is through into 4th place.
Oh dear. Some handbags getting thrown there. Some very Kia Optima-sized handbags. That was what happened to Johnny Brandon anyway.
That's a shame. What exactly happened?
Oh, the Brandon and Dima were hitting each other through the hairpin, and then it just kept carrying on onto the back straight.
Yeah, we've just seen a replay of it now. Yeah, they just sort of bounce off each other. Dima comes back across a little bit and quarter panels him. I don't know whether it was a result of him bouncing off, but that'll be left to the stewards, that one, I think. It's a bit naughty.
Wojciech Savidovic up the inside.
Oh, Bond nearly going for
Trying
it as
to
well.
follow him through. But Blake continues to keep that position. Craig Williams having a good run as well.
Savidovic showing Bond how it's done.
Oh,
Now
McNally
you're
there.
having a look.
I tell you what, McNally, you wouldn't have thought a few, maybe about a year ago, Adam, you wouldn't have thought McNally would be this consistently good in all these different cars, but he's proving that.
Well, a year ago he was racing in our support series that we had briefly on a Thursday night, back when we had 6 races in one broadcast. Oh, this is Alex. He's not giving up.
How good was that BSR Porsche Cup? I really enjoyed it. And he got ruined by idiocy.
Our cameraman Sam Kumo, I think, enjoyed it as well.
He won that. He won the series, did Sam Kumar. Might be the one and only champion.
The trailer was nice as well, I'll tell you that.
The trailer was very good.
But yeah, I enjoyed that series as well, actually.
Probably got done for copyright infringement.
Might have done.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point. I'm not sure.
You should have just dubbed some advertising rock over the top of it. That would have sorted it.
I plead ignorance. I plead ignorance, Your Honour.
Here comes McNally then. Yeah, I'll say Alex will be pleading ignorance to that quarter panel, I reckon. see what comes of that. We haven't actually looked at the incident, I don't think, properly, but we might have a look at that at the end because it was it's quite important for both teams, really. That it's stopping well down the order.
It's now occurred to the commentators, isn't it? We were lauding how amazing it was for Sutton. Still 2 wins in an evening, still pretty good, but yeah, that's gone downhill ever since we said that. 2 laps to go.
He might have a damaged car, Ash Sutton, but that was still a very good move by Dave Crozier to go through into what is 23rd position, I believe.
Alex Simpson's in his gaggle now, isn't he? He's got Michael Hall and Lee Diemer just in front of him. Hall to the inside.
He looks like he's got... Hall just looks like he's struggling with that damage here. Look at Baxter, who's in there as well. Baxter at the back of this pack.
I was going to say Alex has importantly got Janssen behind him, so he wants to be really careful about making moves here in case Janssen capitalises.
Sorry, go on.
Nice, okay.
I was just going to say, I thought I had the amount of incidents that Alex had. He's still only got 4, and that's the 4x for taking Sutton out.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we'll have to have a little look at that again. just to make sure that we're not being a little overly harsh on our colleague, but we'll have to see, because he can still fire us.
I think I know what he would have been saying in the car. Take that, you idiot!
Here comes, oh!
Baxter around the outside of Janssen.
I tell you what, Alex wasn't wrong about the Carl Janssen thing, though, was he? He sees him on the circuit, he's really going to go for it.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got the gloves off. He's having a good scrap with him. Come
No,
nose
this
to
is
tail, these boys are.
This is a tremendous battle for 4th position.
Oh no, Watch has disappeared. This could be another
Don't be received
throughput for Watch.
surely.
With 2 laps to go.
Well, that would put Michael Blake up into 3rd position. This is the battle then. Laura Bond is there in 4th. It would be 4th if Project Spinovic doesn't reappear. It doesn't look like he's going to. I think the internet connection's done for him again. And I tell you what, Chaz, I'm impressed with Michael Blake here, because it looked like he was in bother. He looked like he wouldn't retain that 3rd place, but he's doing that so well, even with a damaged car.
Oh.
Yeah, he's really showing us that he's proving his mettle here, isn't he? He's got a bit of a damaged front end on that car, and he's got experienced races
Something
in this.
gone on there. Sorry, mate. I don't know what. Adam was indicating there's something going on.
Watch has gone as well.
Profusely yelling. Yeah, Watch has gone. Dima's been
comes
DQ'd.
Here comes Bond round the outside for 3rd position in the double apex.
Oh, it's all kicking off behind.
Well, it's about for 3rd. We'll get that in a minute.
Fantastic move by Laura there. Got Craig Williams trying to capitalise on this as well. Is he going to stick it down the inside on the brakes?
Tries.
Blake's defending well.
What a move.
Great stuff by Blake. And here we go then. Still round the outside. He's going to have the advantage, Adam, into the right-hander. Sorry, the left-hander. Sorry, the left-hander in the S's.
Into the S's, up the inside. Laura's been trying this for the whole race. She goes out very wide.
That's wide. And that's great from Blake. Oh, it's going to be tight.
Simpson is on the gravel.
Here comes Williams. Oh, and McNally. They're still battling on the final lap over this final place on the podium. Who's going to take it?
This is the best sim racing we've seen in a while. These lot have done so well not to take each other out, and there's the curse.
Tremendous stuff, Chaz. Absolutely brilliant. Brian Holmes then. He's just got 3 corners to go. Goes under the bridge. And through the final few corners comes Brian Holmes. And it's been a terrific victory from him into the last chicane. Holmes comes through and takes the final race of the evening. Brilliant.
Sakovic is all over the place in this battle for 5th. Oh.
Great stuff. And then you've got McNally down the inside of Williams. He's just not got the overlap there. And as they come across the line, it's going to be Michael Blake taking 3rd, Laura Bond in 4th, and Craig Williams gets 5th. And McNally obviously very happy with his result, and they're giving a bit of a weave. Great racing by them lot there. Really good display of what you can do with these cars.
Simpson gets 11th place in the end after a few trips through the gravel and a collision with Ash Sutterboot as well, all in the day's work in the BSRTC. Dima DQ'd in the end. And Scott Malcolm gone as well.
That was just a brilliant display of racing. Oh, a bit of a bump there at the end there, sorry. Adam Hatfield into the back of Ash Sutton stationary on the outside of last corner.
It's so mental that Andrew Woodhouse has spontaneously combusted and left.
Yeah, I think his internet's probably melted at all the chaos that was going on there.
I think our minds have melted. I think after this, dear me. Everybody's crossed the line amazingly. It's running through the finishing order then from a crazy final race of the season in another epic meeting of the BSRTC. Absolutely insane. Brian Holmes wins. Apex Racing get a win after CQR win the early 2 races. Jim McFadden 13th to 2nd. That's the reward he was looking for after leading for quite a while in the 2nd race of the day. Michael Blake in 3rd. Bond in 4th. Great result for her. Craig Williams 5th. Adam McNally 6th. Then Sakovic 7th. Carl Janssen in 8th. Ben Hackerson 27th to 9th and Baker in 10th. Alex Simpson 11th. May have to take a look at that crash again. 12th for Stephen Baxter. 13th for Jamie Rushworth. Then Hall, Harrod, Rose, Laidler. Then McIntyre. Then Kip Stevens and Nicole Foggy 35th to 20th after that result in race 2. Dave Crozier 21st after starting on the 2nd row of the grid. Paul Smith 22nd. 23rd for Mark Johnston. Then it's Sven Glatzel 49th to 24th. Nathan Davis 25th. Pete Newman 26th. Then Craig Evans 27th, 28th for Lorne Murray, then 29th Julian Janowski and Ash Sutton. In the end, finished in 30th place. It did look like he was heading for the pits, but must have realised that he hadn't got a meatball flag or something like that, and the car was still drivable, and he carried on and still managed to finish 11 places higher than where he started. Then Dan Brown 31st, Rob Graham 32nd, 33rd for Adam Hadfield, then Woodhouse M, then Tristan Bodis, Jake Blackall, Josh Thompson finishing in 37th, then Chris Wood, Max Wright in 39th, and then the car's one lap down or more. Lee Deemer, Scott Malcolm a lap down as well. Wojciech Svidovic, what a disaster for him, 2 laps down. Johnny Brandon, Gareth Hickling, Dave Christie, Richard Warmingham, Andreas Katz, Jack Sedgwick, Ross McFarlane, Simon Edwards, and I think Madsen in the end, finishing in 51st. And what a disaster for those 4. What a crazy race meeting it is. We have got someone who's managed to hop into the commentary interview room very, very quickly. It's Craig Evans, so bring him up. And I know, Craig, you get on well with him, and here you are. Off you go with the interview.
Well, Craig, another crazy night for yourself at Motegi. We saw you had a bit of fun on Tuesday with it, and you had another one tonight. How do you feel? How did you get on?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Completely unexpected. I'm not a massive Motegi fan, to be honest with you, so quite chuffed with that. I think I did overall pretty well on the night. Kind of gutted to. I feel like I threw away the chance at a victory in that race too, though. I had a nice 2-second gap back to Dan, and I hate the hot conditions, so it was. I think it was written in the stars that I was going to get put on pole in the conditions that I bloody hate. So I was lucky to get the lead, and then just we saw Ash coming through, so it was a case of let's team tactics here and try and keep it while we can. But I'm not going to complain with that. Good team points. A couple of drivers were missing, so we weren't at the full complement tonight. So I think we did well with what we had.
Yeah, we were saying that we thought it might have been a bit of teamwork in the box with obviously letting Daniel go, and it worked out well for you in the end, though. Obviously, you got 2 cars on the podium, so seemed to do well. How do you feel about next week? I'm trying to find out what the race where we're at next week, but I can't see it.
We're at Summit Point now.
Yeah.
You excited for that one, Craig?
Well, I think it's meant to be the same as what I said to you on Tuesday. I shouldn't be able to make it because of work, but I wasn't meant to be able to make it tonight, and now I got let off early, and my work was a little closer to home than it normally is, so I was able to rush home. If I'm able to, then I'm looking forward to it. Summit's a track I've always enjoyed, so that should be good fun. Hopefully we'll have more drivers back and we can get some good team points on the board, but yeah, happy with tonight, and hopefully if I'm not there, the boys can do a good job on next Thursday.
Good stuff. Well, we wish you all the best for that. Any shout outs for before we go?
Yeah, massive shout out first of all to GT Omega Racing for sponsoring us for the season. They've covered pretty much most of the entry for all the guys, so it's nice of them to do that for us. Also thanks to Alabase for music that we provide for any of the content we make, and Logan Stitch for all our clothing that we're eventually planning to do. It's just taking a little while to get sorted. But also thanks to you guys for the broadcast and the admins for setting up eventually setting up the sessions correctly. We'll have a wee dig at that one.
Good stuff. Well, thanks very much, Craig Evans. We'll see you in the next one.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Craig Evans there. Let's move on to let's see who else we can get in. We can get in I think we'll leave Alex to the end. We'll save that there, but we'll get in one person who's been in the thick of the action. I think we'll get Rusty Laidler in. Hello.
How's it going, boys?
Very good. Very good. You were right in the thick of the action, especially in race 2. But tell us about your evening.
When aren't I in the thick of the action? No, tonight's been really good. It's probably the most competitive I've been for a long time. And yeah, instead of being the one getting shoved about, I thought I'd get my elbows out this time.
Finished 17. Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, the CQR Academy team, you and Christian Rose doing pretty well as well in that final race, 34th to 17th, and probably got a fair show of stuff as well going on in front of you.
Oh, that race was absolutely fantastic. The entirety of the first lap, I found myself 3 wide, and I was unfortunately the one in the middle. But fair credit to everyone in that race. That was just something else. That, I think, sums up what the BSRTC was. That's one of the best races I've had in a very, very long time.
Next week, then, we've looked at it. We're off to Summit Point. Completely different racetrack, and that really long straight as well. Going to provide a bit of slipstreaming to probably one of the key overtaking points on the circuit.
That's one of my favourite tracks. I don't know why. It always had. It's just been one of the first tracks I clicked with on iRacing, and it's one that I seem to find I do best when I'm in a traffic situation. If I've got a train of cars, I seem to be pretty good at working my way through, albeit that using my front bumper now and then. But I seem to think I'm pretty good at traffic management if I'm on my own, like lapping up front on my own, or like literally in no man's land. I haven't got that raw pace, if that makes any sense. But on a narrow track as well. I mean, poor Foggy, he witnessed again just how wide my Kia was. I think he got sick of the sight of my back end at Brands Hatch, and he had 2 races of looking at my back bumper. So at some point it's going to be even harder because it's narrow.
Great. Well, before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Just a massive shout out to all the CQR boys. Such a good team we've got this year. We're all working really well. And basically, well, a shout out for you boys for putting on another quality broadcast. Nice to see Chaz in here.
Thanks very much.
Getting stuck in.
Indeed.
And yeah, just honestly, tonight's been the best. Like, I nearly quit after last week. I nearly walked away from the series. Tonight's kind of not restored my faith as such, but it's rekindled the fire for this series for me. Absolute quality evening. So like, literally, thank you to everyone involved. I'm really glad I turned up now.
There we go. Well, yeah, well done on tonight, and yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, we'll hopefully be speaking to you next week.
Smashing. Have a good one, boys.
Thanks very much.
Thou shalt not pass.
Right, I know time is of the essence here, so we'll quickly grab in. Oh, they're all joining as well. Well, I'll pick one. I'll go for Alex. Chaz, who are you going to go for?
I was going to say let's bring in Michael Blake. He put in a really good show tonight.
Okay, we'll get Michael Blake in as well, and we'll get one in. Tell you what, we'll get them all in. I think we'll get McNally, we'll get Baker, we've got Paul Smith, and we've got Stuart McFadden as well. There we go. So we've got them all in. So we've got, obviously biggest chat I think on the server at the moment. So we'll get one question through to all of you. We'll start off with. I'll start with Alex. I think you and Ash colliding down the backstretch. I think that's the main talking point for you.
Yeah, a bit gutted about that. To be fair, I just held my line. He's come across a little bit. I had the choice to back out. He had the choice to stay straight, and neither of us did that. And yeah, unfortunately, caught a panel, and he's out. It was a shame actually. It was a good little fight, and I didn't want to give it up.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon, Chaz, to that incident? We didn't really get to see a second look at it, but yeah, it was hard to tell, I think.
Yeah, we didn't look back at it, but I think Alex has got it spot on. I think 6 of one, half dozen the other. Alex could have backed out, Ash could have stayed straight. It's just it's one of them things that happens with close racing like this. I mean, we've got a massive pack on track, and like I said, these big cars, the big struggle buses, aren't they? And there's bound to be some door banging in it. We've seen it happen before, so it's I don't think it's anything to what's the phrase? Is it cry over spilt milk? Let's not go down that route.
We'll move on. Yeah, that's the main talking point for Alex. We'll move on to Dave. You had a great view of what was a great battle between Alex and Ash in the beginning of the evening.
Yeah, there was fantastic battling between them, and I think Ash did put his hands up and say it was possibly his fault. So don't beat yourself up too much, Alex.
Okay.
Congratulations, because you might have topped the week as well, points wise.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, some great battling throughout that race. I think I was stuck behind Ben Hackerson and sort of Steve Baxter for quite a while. I could see Carl getting stuck in. So yeah, brilliant racing tonight. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we were struggling to keep up with it all on the stream. We were screaming at each other, trying to find out where to look, and I bet some really keyboards in absolute bits trying to flick it around from each camera, because it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant to watch.
I'm amazed you guys can keep up, even with what you do.
Well, that's the thing, we couldn't. On to the next one. Paul, what was your highlight of the evening? How did you get on tonight?
It was all a bit meh, really. sort of steady away, score good points for the team. Helped Dave Crozier out in that last race in the second half of the race. He was getting a bit bullied about, so I stuck my shoulders out and helped him out and got a good result for the team. 21st, 22nd with me and him. Majek getting a really good result in that final race as well. For Team Mad, it's mainly just getting those points, trying to keep the lead in the Pro-Am Teams Championship, and really focusing on that. We're not really sort of concentrating on any individual titles really at the moment, because it's a long year, and it's hard to sort of win it at this point in the season. So yeah, all about the points at the moment.
Yeah, good stuff. All about keeping your heads down and getting the job done in the long run. Michael, we saw you pick up a podium tonight. Really good result. And how do you feel about that? I imagine you're very chuffed.
Oh yeah, I'm over the moon. I think that's the first one in the Kia. That was pretty hard. Laura was pushing me all the way. I killed the front tyres with about 3 laps to go. I had Kenny Van Daston talking in my ear on the team channel about how I should be driving it, and everything he said I was doing the opposite. But
Well, you did a very good job of defending from Laura. It was fantastic to see you get a podium, mate. Well done.
Thanks. Can I just apologise to Josh for the end of race 2? I took him out in that. I really didn't mean to.
Fair play. It's all good. That's what we need to see. It's nice to have that sort of sportsmanship in the series.
I've lost count of who we've talked to. Stuart McFadden. Hello.
Hello.
Well, you had a chance to win the opening race, and Nicole Foggy ended up coming along. Tell us about what happened there in race 2.
Well, obviously with the hot conditions being quite impacting the tyre temperatures and the way the tyre reacts to the surface, I drifted a wee bit wide. Not due to me turning my lock off, not me trying to be wide or anything and try and run him off the track. Completely wasn't that. But I ran a wee bit wide, and then he was coming in. But looking back at it, it happens. It's got to happen to somebody. So I just kind of reset and moved on to the last race and trying to use that not aggression, but kind of try to look at it as a positive way, and then kind of impacted that in the last race. So I just went absolute all guns blazing, and then made up 8 positions in the first lap, which was I don't even know how that happened. I've never done that before.
Yeah, final race, 13th to 2nd. It was just unfortunate that Brian Holmes was a bit too far away for you to get there.
Oh no, I was really pushing, but Brian must have kept his tyres really well, and fair play to him as well. He drove absolutely faultlessly, no mistakes at all. So yeah, big well done to him and the Apex team. They've done really well this week, so giving us a wee bit push for our money.
Yeah, Summit Point next week. There's not going to be much room for manoeuvre there because there's quite a lot of grass and not too much runoff area as well. The opportunity for probably even more fireworks next week.
Well, I quite like racing in grass, to be fair. So, nah, really. Summit Point's a good track. It'll be a wee bit tight, especially with the big massive grids coming into that kind of wee snake section at the end of the lap. But if everyone behaves themselves and thinks ahead and basically is thoughtful on what they're doing, it should be all fine. But yeah, again, you do get some nutters in the series sometimes.
Great, well, before you let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Yeah, just everyone at CQR giving us a joyful time in this league. Absolutely, really good setups, good tips, especially for me. So yeah, just a big thank you to all them.
Right, I think that is. We've done everybody, haven't we? McNally, have we done you?
We've got one more Scotsman. One more Scotsman sitting right there. Mr. McNally. How did your night go, son? It looked like you had a good few battles going on, especially in that last race.
Oh, race 3 was awesome. I just couldn't get past Chris, no matter how many times I tried opening the door. Just couldn't get past to get into that battle first in the 3rd place. But I was over the moon anyway with my highest qualifying so far, so in race 1 went well. But race 2 I had a bit of a contact. Lap 2 I think it was, and my wheel was sort of pointing left in a straight. And I just found myself dropping all the way back, and I had 12 out of 15 into the limits with 5 laps to go. So I just didn't want to defend and get hit and disqualified at all. So just let myself fall all the way to the back.
Fair play. Well, you certainly got your elbows out and got stuck in. You've got Summit Point coming up next week. Now, most people obviously see it as a track that's quite often driven on iRacing, with it being one of the first ones you get. How do you feel about going there to race these?
I actually quite like Summit Point, but I'm not very used to it in the Kia, so should be interesting. Should be good fun.
Certainly will be with this many of them going around. So anyone you want to give a shout out to before you go?
Just a big shout out to all the sponsors for the team and everyone who puts in great work for BSR and Apex for the broadcast. And look forward to next week, I mean.
Brilliant stuff, thanks very much.
Right, and just a big shout out to all my Scottish brothers out there.
Fantastic. So I'm glad that joke's still rolling on after 3 weeks.
I'm not.
England,
It's been going longer than that.
England's biggest Scotsman. Yeah. Well, well done to everybody that's in here. Sorry, Scott Malcolm. I think we're just about out of time, but yeah, well done to you all, and hopefully we see you all next week.
Right, thanks for having us.
Right then, that is just about it then here from Twin Ring Motegi today. What an evening it's been, coming up to 11:15 at night. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for the AOR Formula Renault. Andrew Woodhouse is in the car, I believe, so that will be one reason to watch. That will be getting underway tomorrow evening. Make sure you join us for that on Apex Racing TV. And next round of the BSRTC, it's next week at Summit Point. So make sure you join us for that at around 8 PM BST for that one. But for now, all that's left to say is thanks to Sam Kumo for being on the cameras, and thanks to Chaz for joining me and Andrew Woodhouse for the remaining 2 races, and thanks to Woody as well. And well done to our 3 winners tonight. Well, our 2 winners, Ash Sutton and Brian Holmes. It may be it's 2-1 to Apex, to CQR tonight, but Apex definitely breathing on their heels. We don't know what's going to happen at Summit Point next week, so make sure you join us for that. From all of us here at Apex Racing TV at the Twin Rim Motegi, bye for now.